Hi there again. It's Joe Jhodoba with a cup of Joe for March 23rd on Monday. Wanted to ask a couple of questions just with the slowdown and the governor's order to close life-saving businesses or non-life-saving businesses for the time being on these temporary closures. I had a couple of questions. Are you quitting? Are you never coming back? If that's you, man, I'm so sorry. It it's just never a good time to have something like this happen in general. And I do understand that there's going to be some permanent repercussions for what's going on in society at this point. Uh, but I do want to talk to the people that are going to be coming back, that are going to start again, and are going to be part of this recovery that we are going to have because, frankly, it's just in the American spirit. Um, there's a couple of things that we can do as business people, business owners, um, that can actually get yourself set up for the new wave or the next wave for the economy to regrow. Number one, you need to review your website. Uh, I've seen numbers as high as 85% of business owners are unhappy with their website. So if you're unhappy with it, even if you've paid a lot of money for it, it's okay. Happens all the time. But you got to make sure that you work with somebody that you like and know and will work with you. Um, so basically, how do you know if you need a new website? Number one, if your website's 5 years or older, you have to review it. You have to consider getting a new one. There have been so many advances since 2015 that you would almost be shocked at it. Everything from being responsive, which if your website's not responsive, what that means is it looks good on a phone, it looks good on a tablet, it looks good on a desktop, all at the same time. And the reason why it's important is because a lot of people are going on their phones, searching for the website and looking at it for the first time on their phones. And so if you have to pinch or if you have to swipe to actually allow the user to see it and read it, that becomes a problem. That's a poor first impression. Number two, if it's unsecured, really easy ways to figure out if it's unsecured. Some folks don't need a whole new website just because they don't have an SSL certificate. Ask your webmaster, see if you can get it. But I will tell you, if your website's a little older, you're just going to want to redo your website. Websites are not as expensive as they used to be. You can look good as a small business for not a whole lot of money. I personally believe for a small business, the days of looking at a $5,000 website should be over. Should be over. So those three things, if it's not responsive, if it's 5 years or older and you don't have an SSL certificate, a security certificate, you want to get that looked at. And there are different ways to go about that. Number two, make sure your listings are set up. So basically, there are like hundreds and hundreds of websites out there that list your name, phone number, web address, and physical address. If any of those things are wrong, what ends up happening is Google docks you and you don't show up in searches. Basically, it goes to your authority of actually telling the truth online. And Google, unfortunately, believes the public and believes the majority compared to whether you actually claimed your Google My Business page. Sometimes, and a lot of times, that can actually, it works to your advantage to claim that. But if you're not paying attention to the rest of it, it can actually get changed on you. So your listings are super important because it goes into, again, organic SEO. It goes into the map that you see whenever you search for something on Google. The phone number, address, and name, it's got to all match. And there are ways to actually accomplish that. Number three, an email newsletter. If you haven't set up an email newsletter to your current clients, let me tell you, it is the number one way and the easiest way, once you get it set up and once you get it going, to continually communicate with your entire audience and your entire clientele. I'm a firm believer in, you know, it's easier to retain your customers than to find new ones. And frankly, I think it's easier to offer and sell your current clients on different offerings that you have than it is to go out and find new ones as well. And so there are different ways to go about that, whether it's MailChimp or Constant Contact. If you need help figuring out how to set things like this up, I am available. Again, just shoot me an email, give me a call. I will put my phone number, my email address in the descriptions of these posts, and just reach out. It's not that difficult to set up, and we can go from there. But I'll tell you what, an email newsletter, you can tell them of the services that you're still able to offer. You can tell them what you're doing to continue to fight through this pandemic, and go from there. So, this is a time of pause, to breathe, but also to strategize, to figure out what the next steps are, and to prepare for when things are getting good again. If you need help, getting these plans together, please let me know. I want to get our community, I want to get our businesses back and ready to go so that when we're ready for recovery, we are ready to do it. If you are interested in evaluating any of these things that I mentioned, your website, your listings, or even how to do an email newsletter, reach out to me. Again, my phone number's in the description, along with my email. This is Joe Jhodoba with a Cup of Joe. We'll talk to you again real soon. Thank you.